In early recovery, there is a very common, very dangerous mental loop. It sounds like this: I got this, I can do this, I'll figure it out. You decide to manage your sobriety, your relationships, and your environment strictly through your own willpower. That approach creates an incredibly heavy burden. You spend your days exhaustedly trying to control other people and force specific outcomes in your life. It becomes a rolling ball of anxiety that collects people, responsibilities, and problems as it speeds downhill, leaving you completely overwhelmed by the weight of your own life. Internally, your mind cannot rest. It feels like you have 47 hamsters running on 47 different wheels inside your head, all spinning constantly as you try to calculate how to untangle the mess yourself. We live in a society that actually praises this behavior. The culture tells us to keep grinding, keep chasing, and that endless busyness is a virtue. It tricks us into believing that if we just apply a little more self-reliance, we will finally achieve success and peace. Relying strictly on your own will does not produce control. It generates deep exhaustion, isolation, and a tangled mess that keeps you trapped in anxiety, making genuine recovery impossible. This is exactly why Step 3 exists. It requires making a formal decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God. It is the specific antidote designed to break the cycle of self-reliance. But there is a trap here. Many people recite the words of Step 3 casually in a meeting, only to go home and continue living crippled by their own fear and their intense need to control every detail of their existence. Look at this stark dividing line. Step 3 demands an absolute, binary choice. You are either operating in the zone of surrender, or you are in the zone of striving. The mechanic of this step does not allow for a middle ground. If you try to walk straight down the middle of this line, attempting to keep one foot in your own self-will while claiming to choose God, you automatically default to the striving side. God requires total commitment. He does not share the yoke with your ego. Faking surrender guarantees failure. Holding on to even a fraction of control keeps you locked in the exact same cycle of chaos you are desperate to escape. So, what does it actually mean to turn your will over? Modern Western culture often frames surrender as passive defeat, throwing your hands up and simply giving up. But ancient linguistics offer a very different definition. In the original Hebrew texts of the Bible, there is a word used for answering a call from God, hineni. Hineni translates to "here I am," but its meaning carries massive spiritual weight. It is a radical emptying of the self. It means I am completely out of the way, I am prepared to listen, and I am fully ready to be used by you. This posture of surrender does not mean your life becomes easy, and it doesn't mean God does all the heavy lifting while you sit back. Instead, imagine a wooden yoke. God doesn't take the weight entirely off your shoulders. He steps into the yoke alongside you. True surrender is shifting from an exhausted solo effort to an empowered, equal partnership. You still have to navigate the journey, but you are now equipped and directed by a power far greater than your own. To maintain that shared yoke, you have to practice intentional stillness. Psalm 46:10 issues a direct command: be still and know that I am God. You cannot hear direction for your life if you are constantly moving at top speed. If your schedule is crammed and your mind is filled with noise, that critical guidance gets drowned out. This requirement for stillness stands in harsh contrast to the modern world. We live surrounded by terrifying chaos, global conflicts, economic anxiety, and profound destruction. Yet, even in the middle of severe global crises or deep personal loss, choosing to sit in spiritual stillness offers a countercultural, unshakable peace. Stillness is not an empty void. It is not taking a nap or simply doing nothing. It is a highly active, disciplined posture of listening for direction and intentionally making space for God to speak. Choosing stillness over busyness is the ultimate proof of your trust. Taking time to pause proves you actually believe God has already fought the battle and is in control of the outcomes. In daily practice, a successful Step 3 looks entirely ordinary. It means taking the boring or frustrating parts of your life, your morning commute, eating a basic meal, or working a job you dislike, and offering them to God with a joyful attitude, asking how you can bring light to that specific space. It requires giving God your first and your best. It means prioritizing this relationship, rather than tossing him a few begrudging minutes of exhausted leftover prayer at the very end of a long day. A crucial warning for anyone working a program: do not advance to step 4 until you fully enact the total surrender of step 3. It's not a one-time checkbox. Giving up control is a continuous daily requirement. A fully realized daily practice of step 3 provides the only sturdy foundation capable of surviving the rigorous, often painful personal inventory required in step 4. It is the absolute bedrock of lifelong recovery. This framework for true surrender is based on a powerful message from Pastor Heidi at Outreach 419 in Fenwick, Michigan. You can explore more of this teaching at outreach419.com. Make sure to subscribe to the Sober Not Boring YouTube channel and join the conversation in our community at thesobernotboring.app.